I'm going to introduce him. So now we have with us Federico Poole, the Museo Egizio in Turin, rethinking the Museo Egizio Statuario. All yours.
Thank you for the amazing job you did in organizing this presentation. It's been really interesting to see so many different approaches and so many different collections. And this year we really have our work at the museum is really relevant to this year's theme. We are changing. We have somebody at the helm who will not be stopped. And the presentation is, as you can see, has several authors. There's all 6 of us. We have 6 curators for the Gallery of Kings, and so I'm speaking also for my 5 co-curators: Johannes, Paolo, Alessandro, Cedric, and Martina. So you've heard Christian Greco's keynote lecture. We have several projects going on at the same time. It's a really intense year, and the biggest project is the covering of the courtyard. The courtyard has so far been used as a transit area, and after what has been done in other museums in Leiden and the British Museum, Christian wants to put a glass and steel roof over it and put the ticket office there and the bar and the library, and also have it open to the people, the people in Turin all day long until for the museum's opening hours. So you can come in, have a cup of coffee, buy a book, and you can peep at the statues, and then maybe buy a ticket and go and visit the museum. That's the idea. So it's big, it's expensive. He also told you how expensive it is, and that we had to make a loan, get a loan to do it. And these are all, of course, renderings. This is supposedly what it's going to look like. But the original thing that Christian wanted to change from the moment he set foot in the Egyptian Museum was the statue gallery. So I'm going to latch on to what he's already said. I might be repeating something, but there are other things that he did not mention. The statue gallery, you're familiar with it. Just a quick reminder: it houses the monumental sculptures from the excavations of Jean-Jacques Riffaut in 1817, 1818, mainly in Karnak, working for Consul Drovetti, who then sold his collection to the Kingdom of Sardinia. Although the capital is in Turin, that's complicated, but we don't need to go into that. And so that's how it ended up in Turin in 1824, and obviously all this is going on because we're celebrating our bicentennial. So this is part of the celebrations of the bicentennial. So there's a number of masterpieces that you'll already be familiar with. The statue of Thutmose III, the most famous statue in the Museo Egizio, and the statue of Ramses II, and our largest sculpture, which is 5 meters 16 tall, and Seti II, Ammon and Horemheb, and some 20 Sekhmets. This is just part of the sculptures. And if you have, as many of you have, visited the Museo Egizio over the last 18 years, you will have seen it like this. So this is the statues. The statues were not really moved when this scenery was set up, but it was this major cosmetic makeover completely changed the appearance of the statue gallery. It was done by an Oscar-winning scenographer who worked with Scorsese, who worked with Fellini, Dante Ferretti, who put in the mirrors, the dark backgrounds, the lights, and it was meant to last for only 6 months, and that was in 2006. So it lasted for much longer than it was expected to last. It lasted that long because it was immensely popular. People absolutely love it. Not everybody, not everyone. So there's somebody in my museum who refers to it as the lap dance club, and I've heard comments here, but from colleagues here, and I myself have very mixed feelings about this, but it is very popular. Let's say that it is a challenge to disassemble all the Ferretti scenography. This is the other room. It's room 1 and room 2 which is mostly the Sekhmet statues, oh yes. Okay, this is what I just showed you. Doesn't exist anymore since the 8th of April, when we closed it down. We moved all the statues out of the galleries, and we created a temporary display. We put the statues in exactly the same place where they arrived when they were brought from Livorno, from the port of Leghorn in Tuscany, by carriage all the way to Turin, and that's where Champollion, who rushed to Turin to actually live there and study the sculptures. That's where Champollion saw them being taken out of their crates, the unboxing of these wonders, and we created a temporary exhibition with them, until the two rooms, the Gallery of Kings is refurbished, and then we will reinstall them, and we've got time. It only needs to be ready by the 20th of November. I mean, this is what it looks like now. Inside the box is the statue of Seti II with its 5 or 6 tons. We didn't really want to move it. It's the only one that we left there. And these are my co-authors, from left to right: Paolo Del Vesco, Martina Terzoli, Alessandro Girardi, and Johannes Auenmüller. And Cedric was missing. Cedric Gobeil was in Egypt at the time, so and the box contains the statue of Seti II, who probably would be ready to file another complaint like the one that was put in his mouth by Champollion. When he first arrived, he was left in the courtyard and couldn't hang out with his fellow pharaohs, and which started this whole Champollion pamphlet story. I'm back to this image because I'd like to emphasize one thing. What Ferretti did was create an amazing scenery, spectacular scenery. That was his way of seeing these statues. But there was no storytelling involved. the statues were left exactly in the positions they were in. So it wasn't really a new gallery. It was an installation of sorts. Ferretti blocked out the windows. There's windows opening on the left of the screen. There's windows opening onto the courtyard, and which were closed. And those who object to this presentation is that it panders to cliches about ancient Egypt as mysterious and dark, etc., and does not take account of the reality of the environment these statues were displayed in, which is where they were in a situation where they were bathed in light, and a very different sort of light than what you see here. And so we want to tell another story, but this is what the statue gallery looked like in the 1990s. So you can see that there's windows. In this picture, it doesn't look very exciting. The objects look amazing, but the presentation itself does not look especially interesting. This is in the 1960s. And there's a lot of sarcophagi. When I arrived 10 years ago, all these sarcophagi were still there. We displayed them elsewhere. So we freed the space in the second room, which is also used for events, for dinners, so we needed that space. Plus, we could find better places to display the sarcophagus of Nefertari and the late period sarcophagi. And this display this arrangement of the pieces is very, very old indeed. It dates, the earliest record we have of it is 1851. So we have the Sphinx is in the same position, the statue of Seti II at the back. So they were arranged in this way that there is to me, no obvious narrative except that you have pharaohs in one room and Sekhmet statues plus 2 pharaoh statues in the other. So that was we started thinking about, okay, maybe we could find a way to rearrange these pieces. It would be the first time ever that this is done. And the present situation, now I've practiced this in my hotel room this morning, and so I hope it goes well. Okay, so it's actually available online. We preserved memory of the Gallery of Kings, as lots of people have learned to love it. And so this is the first room. You have the statues of, you have Thutmose the first, the triad of Ramses II. You have, on the right, you have the famous statue of Ramses II, and then you turn into the other room where you have Thutmose the third, and then you have this room that is all devoted to the Sekhmet statues. When, like I said, there were sarcophagi. It looked different when I arrived. We emptied it, and we're not going to put anything back into it. And then at the end of the hall, there is the amazing statue of Horemheb with Amun. Some have interpreted it as a restored statue of Tutankhamun. So this is what it looks like now. We're going to what we're going to do is actually we came up with something we started off where we were only rearranging the statues in the rooms they were in, but eventually we decided to invert the arrangement, to have all the Sekhmets in room 1. The statue of Seti II stays where it is, but then we have all the kings in room 2. And the idea is there's two ideas behind this. It's one is that we move from the outer spaces of the temple, the courtyards, the pillared halls. The statue of Seti II was outside, actually outside the temple of Karnak, and then we on into the innermost spaces of the temple, where the cult statues of the kings would be. That's one idea, and the idea was by my colleague Paolo Del Vesco. He suggested this. There was some resistance from us, but in the end I caved in, because my idea is that I like the climax, that you move from the repetitive Sekhmet statues, although they're amazing and they're nice presented all together, but you move on to a room where several of our most famous statues are. So and it's Dulcis in fundo, you end with the best. And the other thing we're going to do, so this is the narrative. Also, another thing, the statues will be arranged in room 2. The statues will be arranged in chronological order. So starting from Thutmose the first and going on until the feet of Meremptah. That, if you can see where the mouse is hovering, there will be a graphical reconstruction to show. See, Simone Connor has provided a hypothetical reconstruction of what the statue would originally have looked like. So there'll be chronological order, except for, unfortunately I don't have a video for this, but where the mouse is hovering at the beginning of the room, there's a statue of Amenhotep II offering wine with the two new vases in his hand, and that will be put there to create some interaction between the statues, where he looks like he's worshiping or paying homage to the other kings. Another major change, which is already operative, is that they're going to be lowered. The pedestals are going to be much lower. We already have them on lower bases. You can finally read the inscription on the thighs of Ramses II, which and the on the seat of the chair of Thutmose the first, and there has been a lot of appreciation from visitors for this, for being able to look these statues in the eyes. They were really very high. The bases were about a meter tall, and this is going to change, right? This is a photo taken where you can see that you can look the statue of Thutmose the first directly in the eye. You can see one of the Sekhmets in a lower base, and the statue of Horemheb and Amun the Dyad in white limestone further back. This is what the height of the pedestals is going to be. The other issue is, what do we do with the background? Because we don't want to go back after the magnificence of the Ferretti mirrors and black backgrounds. We don't want to go back to this. No, we want to lose the mirrors, but we need to do something that retains that wow effect that people, lots of people like the Ferretti display because of its impact. You go in and you go, oh, that's it. We want to retain some of that. So this is the mirrors we're going to lose. We're going to open the windows, but there's going to be some kind of reflectivity. I mean, there's going to be not mirrors, but there are this reflective metal. This is a rendering. We've seen mock-ups that we're still not ready to show to you, but it's going to be somewhat less. Not as strong as you see it here. And this is another one. These are just, this is more or less the idea, with the windows open and with artificial light The vaults are going to be revealed again. The vaults were covered up in the infrared installation. The utilities passed through them. All this is being dismantled and redone so that we can see the vaults of the Baroque building that houses the museum once again. For last, I'm going to share with you our labels. We are writing the texts right now, and it's about 1920 labels. But we're discussing a lot. I feel kind of vulnerable showing you our text still in the draft stage, but here goes. So the tombstone label, we provide chronology and provenance, and also acquisition, and the number. And then we have the long label, which we've been given 300 characters maximum for various reasons. It used to be 500 in the museum. Now they've cut us down to 300. And we try to put in information that we think is important and could be of interest. And then section text is for certain artifacts. We need to say more about. Also for the groups of sekhmets, each group of sekhmet will have a section text. There's two separate groups of sekhmets. One is from the Temple of Ptah, north of the Temple of Amundi, and the other is from the Temple of Mut. The seated ones are from the Temple of Mut. So we're going to arrange them separately, and each is going to have it. Each group is going to have its own section text, and this is the one for Ramses the second. And of course, you could write so much about it. We try to give the most essential information. So, and this is a quick overview. It's, like I said, we don't have a lot of time because it has to be already on the 20th of November. The work is ongoing. As always, it's not all about the Egyptologists. It's the curators who get to talk about it and get to have their names in the presentation. But the list I have there does not do justice to all the people who are actually involved in making this project come true. So, and of course, it all ultimately stems from Christian Greco's vision, which is a project he's been sitting on for 10 years, and
Thank you for this presentation. I have a question. When you showed how it's going to be in the gallery, you had like the steps, and then colored for the Sekhmets were green, and then the blue were the kings, and then there was one with nothing on it.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yes, that was. It's. Let me get back to it. There it is. Ok. Non desde el principio, desde la diapositiva actual. Okay. Right. That.
Yes, this one.
Yes. That's it's an accurate observation. So, dunque, this is the nose of Amenhotep III, and nose of it's a colossal. A big nose. We're going to have some graphics to explain why we're displaying a nose, and this is Amenhotep III. Jeez. No. I don't know why this is, the rendering is by the Dutch OMA company, and geez, it's a good question. I can't answer it. It's I'm gonna hold this a second. This is Tutmosis the first year. This is the Tutmosis the third there, and it's at the back of the
Vatican.
at the Vatican Museum. No, I see what you. No, that's Amenhotep II. It's this one here at the beginning. I'm not really. No, I get it. Okay, I got it. Sorry. Actually, I showed the label for it. It's the head of Tutmosis I from, well, that's what we believe it is from the Wadjet Hall between the 4th and 5th pylon at Karnak. So, and they didn't draw it. Yes. No, thank you for. I looked at that cube and I just couldn't imagine. No, it's that, and it was interesting to see what you're going to do at the Penn Museum. I had the same thought, putting it up, and sort of to give an idea of this colossus. But in the end, I was outvoted on that one. They prefer to show it so you can see the details of this beautiful head.
Sorry, me again. I think a lot of us appreciate to see these objects in a better environment than they are now, and to open up the windows. I'm very much in favor of this. But my question rather regards the path of the visitor, because we all know that these mistakes can happen. Even for people who know the collection. I recently visited the Louvre and took the wrong staircase and ended up at the back of the storyline. So probably you position the Ramses, of course, as a super highlight of that beautiful collection in a direct visual access as a visitor comes from the redundant to this beautiful, to the highlight in what this has in number 5. But are you not afraid that at least some people come from the back and then from the other side, they start from they go in the other direction? Because if there's a group, you know how it is. You come, there's a big group, and you want to avoid this. You try to go a different direction, and then they would end up with the back.
I see Europe. We have that problem in the display of the Tomb of Ka. Which is you're meant to go through the Dera Medina room and then enter Ka.
Exactly.
And people regularly take it from the back, and so they see the video about the discovery at the end when they finish seeing the room, which is not what we'd intended. So in the Gallery of Kings, for some reason, people tend to see it in the right order.
Okay.
So they tend to look at, and they go into the room, they see lots of statues in front of them, and they walk out among them, and so hopefully, and they see a big statues at the back, and so they're drawn to it, and so it seems to me that they'll probably, most people will go the way we have intended them to. On the other hand, I'm kind of worried about this room that they have created, which is not there right now. This room where the column is, where the red column is, they will create a room, and there will be a very, very, very short video showing Karnak to evoke the context. And I'm really, really, really afraid of bottlenecks there. So hopefully the architects know what they're doing. But I really see this the area, the room where the column is, as a potential problem. But then this is the most modular kind of project that I've ever worked on. We don't. Only one of us talks to the architects at all, of the curators, and we are expected to provide content, and they deal with these aspects. The architects deal with these aspects. I mean, and we give some aesthetic opinions, but I mean, in the end, it's the director's decision. I mean, it's a different kind of project. I'm really curious to see what comes out of it, actually. So.
If there are no more questions, we can proceed with the next conference because we're a little bit behind time and we still have to get to the Prado. So we have 3 more conferences. Thank you very much, Federico. Thank you. Grazie.